Hey guys, it's Jack Punkington here, and today we're checking out my Peavey Classic 50, which is a all-American made 2x12 combo 50 watt all tube amp, made 1990s or early 2000s. This is the second generation or late first generation, because I know the very first generation does not have a effects loop. This one does. The second generation does. I think this is a second gen. I'm not quite sure. But it's a 2-channel all-tube amp, built-in reverb, quite a lot. And it has, your standard 3-band EQ and a presence control, which is really cool. Speakers are not original. They've been replaced. I have the original speakers. I changed them out for a vintage 30 on one side and a Roswell by WS or WGS Warehouse Speakers, I think is what it's called. Running into the Gibson SG Platinum through my pedal board. No pedals on right now. The reason why I jam on the SG is because it just makes me want to rock out. And this amp is perfect for everything, from blues to jazz to metal to country. I'm not really much of a country or jazz player, but definitely could be used for that. It's loud enough to gig with. I mean, it's 50 watts. That's really loud. And yeah, so I'm on the clean channel with the reverb turned on, and I believe it's on 5. This amp, everything goes up to 12, which is one more than Spinal Tap's amps. That's a tongue twister, but this is how it sounds. Not much for a jazz player, but I think this amp is also a good platform for pedals. Recently I've been checking out pedals more and more. I've got 2 in the mail, and with this reverb and a delay, get some really cool tones out of it, I think. And it'd be a great, just the clean channel alone with some a really unique pedal board would be great for almost any type of music. But this amp is a lot more flexible than that. Turn the reverb off and you'll hear the difference. So this is with it on. This is with off. Like I said, that's on 5. It's not even halfway up. And then go into the gain channel. Has plenty of gain on tap too. It's, a lot of people see this amp and they're like, oh, it's not really much for gain. But this thing is just a great rock and metal amp. It can definitely pull metal. Especially if you put an overdrive in front of it, like so. As I get lost in playing. This thing is great! Now, it is kind of a louder amp. It does have a fan in it running, I believe. So that kind of helps keep the tubes a little extra cloth. One thing I will say, my only like thing about this amp that I'm not like crazy about is the control panel. It's up here, which that's fine. That doesn't bug me. But the way it is, if you're looking at it, like if I'm looking at it like this, all the words are backwards and all the numbers are backwards. So it's kind of made for you to twiddle with as you're behind the amp, or basically to have it set up where you like it and then leave it. But the presence knob is a huge help. Turn that presence. I have it turned up way high. Let me turn it down. Turn it back up. So that's a huge difference. But it's really cool, and I love the look of the tweed. I'm a huge fan for like tweed, and I think this is really neat. And it's gonna be my main rock gigging amp with the band when I'll take a practice and everything. I thought about converting it into a head, and I still might someday. I don't know if I will. It's actually super easy to take the chassis out. It's just a couple bolts. It goes right out, and it's probably the cleanest setup for a chassis I've ever seen in an amp. Cleaner than the Peavey Classic 30, which that's good. One thing I do wish is I wish it could be a closed back, because it is an open back combo, and I think closed would just be better. And you can plug it into other cabinets and stuff, so, but I like it. I think it's really cool. You can get these relatively affordably. Same with the head versions they do make. I think I picked mine up and it was like $350 for this combo. Came with the original foot switch and the operation manual, which I thought was cool. And it sounds great. I think the tubes are original, but I could be wrong about that. It's actually, the cool thing is it's kind of made me fall in love with combo amps, because I never really was like super into combo amps before, because I thought they were inconvenient, but they're actually more convenient. This isn't super heavy either. It's still a heavier amp, but compared to that Marshall 212 combo I had, the JCM 2000 combo I had, this is nowhere near as heavy. But still has, I think it actually is, it has a gain channel I prefer too over that Marshall. And the band that I work with, this amp is perfect, because we do a lot of classic rock and hair metal music. Oh yeah, I'm in drop D. Wait a second, I want to try something. There's a certain riff I learned. I can't think of it now. Anyway. This thing is great. I absolutely love it. I recommend it for anyone who wants a good, gigging, reliable tube amp, and that's going to be great for all sorts of music, because this thing can pull anything off, I think. Especially with the right pedals, the right speakers, and the right guitar, and in the right hands, obviously. Probably better than my hands. way better in someone else's, but still, I like it. I just gotta keep working on stuff. But anyway, I thought this would be a fun video, and I haven't done this yet, and I wanted to, and I'm glad I used the SG for this. I do have more stuff coming. Like I said, I've got a couple pedals of the mail, and I've got another amp in the mail that should be here tomorrow. It's a Fender amp that I've always wanted to try. And maybe we can see about trying something else. Buddy of mine's got a Dean for sale, and I'm thinking about looking at that. So you never know. Anyway, Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, guys. Bye.